Ladies and gentlemen, I got to try the new builds of Vanguard at FanFest, and I'm here today to tell you all the things, to spill the beans, to talk about the new guns, the new map, the new features that we're going to have, yes, in this video. Let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It name's Loru, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve, Vanguard enjoyer for the better part of however many years it's been out. And Vanguard is awesome. I can tell you that right now. It was a lot of fun to play it. The recent stuff at FanFest was a bit of a tech demo of all the things that we have coming in. I wanted to talk about right out of the gate in this video what features we're going to see in EVE Vanguard. We just got done doing a giveaway for some billions of ISK. Come on down to stream so you can have fun with it. So let's talk about what Vanguard has confirmed they're adding in. First of all, on the screen right now, we've got the man himself. All the head EVE Vanguard people were there. We got to interview them. Proximity chat is in the game. This was a big deal. You saw that Marathon, which is also a similar game. We'll talk about what Vanguard is, and it's not just an extraction shooter. Not anymore. We saw them talk about this, but Marathon is a similar game that just came out from Bungie, the makers of Halo, and they don't have proximity chat. This is a big deal. Proximity chat is a part of these games, in my opinion, and having no proximity chat is a mistake. It makes it too, it makes Marathon less organic. So right out of the gate, Vanguard having proxy chat is a big W. We want this to be a thing. Everybody say hi, YouTube. Exactly, chat. Go ahead. You're going to be on YouTube. You know, so. And you're right, D-Board, that Vanguard is clunky because it's still in beta right now, but it's going very well. Did they add jumping? Yeah, there is jumping. Proximity chat is in. Squatting and matchmaking. Obviously, this is something that people were asking about. Is it a solo game? Is it a group game? You can do both. You can solo, you can squad up, you can get it done. You can make your own guns. You're gonna be able to manufacture your weapons with stuff you find on planet. There wasn't I didn't get to experience this, but we did see the UI in when I was actually playing the game. I've actually asked CCP Peaceful if I can have that VOD so I can like react to my stream so I can show you it. There is an indie focused thing for Vanguard where you can literally craft the weapons that you are gonna use on planet. So that's really cool. Weapon manufacturing is a thing confirmed. You can also make the chipsets. I'm pretty sure you can make an ammo. Can I RP as a gunsmith? Oh, yes, you can, James. You're gonna need to. We're gonna talk about the different roles that we talked to the devs with in just a moment. Drop pod insertion is really cool. The moment this hit, people were like, are you telling me I can Helldivers and EVE Online? The answer is yes. This was sick. I got to come out of the drop pod and see like what was up. This was really cool. I like it from a flavor standpoint, from a lore standpoint, really sick. I like the ability to just and now you're on planet, and this is, you know, MTAC 795, whatever the heck the planet in nullsec is, and now you're having a good time, chilling out, getting it done. That was really, really cool. We also have combat visuals and feedback. This is talking about the like haptic UI that they have. I really liked how Vanguard's UI was very like nested on the gun and like nested in the corner. It's going to be easy enough to read, but there's still a bit of a learning curve with how this goes. And finally, squad banking drone. This is kind of sick, where if you have money that you get from your squad, there's a drone that you can send up to space or whatever, and it will deposit the money or the items at some point. You know, you'll see that you get on planet. This means that a run doesn't have to be, oh, I died, I lost everything. You'll lose some stuff. And depending on when you use the drone, and then we'll see about that. This isn't an extraction shooter, James, and I'm going to talk about this in just a sec. This was the biggest thing that they talked about Vanguard at FanFest. Vanguard is not an extraction shooter. We're going to talk about this. I did get to play with the new weapons, okay? There's squad revives. Yes, you can have shared lives for your squad, not just for you. So there is like, you can res your team. It's not just a die and then it's done. That's it. Everything you're seeing here is in beta chat. So look, this guy is dying. You can see he's kind of like leaking things. If you spend biomass, you can bring them back. And that's pretty cool. I like that because in the alpha, when we were playing back in the day, if you died, that's it. You have to then find your team. Now there's like a downed state, so you can, you're not just gonna be done. That's it. You can res your team. This is good. This is big. All right, so enemy and player clarity is something that was one of our biggest complaints in the alpha, that it was hard to tell who's who. Is that a good guy? Is that a bad guy? It's going to be way easier to see because the enemy models are going to be very different from the player models, and enemy player models are going to be different from your squad model. We like this. So insurgency improvements and activity improvements. Insurgency improvements is, it's literally connected to the game, to EVE Online now, today. If you do quests for insurgency, whatever they're called, contracts. I've played too much World of Warcraft. Okay, if you do missions, whatever the hell they're called, contracts for the pirates, you'll generate corruption in the system, literally helping the enemy faction warfares, like the pirates. If you do missions contracts for the Empire, you generate the other one, suppression, in EVE Online. So the more Vanguards there are, the literal landscape of the area in EVE Online is changed. That's in the game already, has been in the game. They're making it better. There's more quests on planet. I got to play with this like mining drill quest thing where I was like, kind of like Helldivers, where you have to go in and you have to like type stuff. And then instead of just sitting there waiting for something to charge, which if we're being honest, a lot of Helldivers stuff is just you press a button and then you just wait for it to load. Right? And it's kind of whatever. In Vanguard, there was like, I have to manage a mining drill. There's enemies coming. There are other players over there. I could mine this. Oh, I see something I can cut with my like cutting drill. We're going to talk about it. So this is really cool. Really cool. They need the battlefield revive paddles. Yes. Just hit them and rip the headphone users as I plosive all over you. More deployables is more items, more weapons, more planets. This is quick, but this is not nothing. In Vanguard, I'm going to show you when I actually got to talk to the devs. We're going to react to it. I'm going to fast forward through some parts, and I'm actually going to show this to you live. But deployables are the skills that you can use in Vanguard. There's a shield wall. There's a bubble. There's grenades. There's proxy mines. There's trip mines. There's bells that if you go close to it, it like beep, beep, beep. You know, it's like, oh, there's a burst. That's pretty cool. There's more of these coming, more weapons. I got to play with sniper rifle. Let me tell you. You'll hear when I talk to the rest of the devs, the sniper rifle was sick. 2 shotguns. One of them had ricochet bullets. So somebody was next to me on the other side of the wall. So instead of like going into the room, I looked and I used my like billiards, my like pool table knowledge to look at the wall, and I shot the wall and it blinked, blink, and killed the guy behind the door. That's sick. There was a chargeable pistol that shot bolts. It wasn't like a Halo pistol. It was shot like a bigger energy, instead of it being an energy blast, it shot like a bigger bolt, which was sick. An SMG was awesome, and still you have the alpha and beta on the weapons that you're used to. If you have weapon 1 and weapon 2 in Vanguard, each one also has 2 modes. So you have alpha and beta and alpha and beta. So what I got to do with my first weapon is, and this is the worst error I've ever made, I will not apologize, is I had an AR that I built. My alpha was a single tap DMR. I had pop, pop, pop with like a visor. And my B, I did like hip fire. I did like rate of fire, SMG kind of thing. And it's an AR. And I built that, and you can customize your gun however the heck you want to. Already, I'm in. That was a lot of fun. You know, I'm an FPS enjoyer. That's pretty sick. More planets means more maps, ladies and gentlemen. And I am here to announce to you today, the Nemesis event is already on our calendar. That's right, y'all. Let's come out here for just a sec. Let me show you. Up in our event list, yes, we have this coming down. We have the EVE Vanguard Nemesis event. You can RSVP to that. It's far in advance. It's in September. We're going to stream Vanguard, play Vanguard, all the things y'all want. If I have codes to give, if I have items to give out, I will be doing that on that day. I was having a great time talking with the Vanguard devs this event at FanFest, so that relationship is now like really well forged. We are going to be playing this at September 16th. We're going to have a great time with it, so definitely check that out. We're not done. Early access, summer 2026. They're putting it into the EVE launcher, and you can play it summer 2026. Shot me right in the feels. Dust is just missing in action. It's not missing in action. It's right here. And instead of spelling it DUST 514, it's now spelled Vanguard. Okay? Vanguard. It's right there for you. Check it out. Go into the Discord. Early access. It'll be in the EVE launcher. We did confirm this. It's in the EVE launcher. So this is great. They were all very much clapping. The Vanguard devs were killing it. Now, B and I were talking about stuff. I'm going to fast forward a little bit while B and I were talking. And the second part of this video is, you thought you were getting some Vanguard info? Prepare for the deep knowledge of the Vanguard devs and what they have to say. Headphone warning.
I'm going to be dropping off.
I know. What's up, man? Hey, I'll give you a hug.
By the way.
I'll give you a hug. Good to meet you. We're on right now. We're live. We're live. Hugs live. Hugs, chat. What's up, dude? Good to meet you. What's up, man? Great to meet y'all. Good stuff. Come on down.
Come on down. Just come from the War Barrage.
No, it's okay. The War Barrage.
They serve champagne on the War Barrage.
I've been trying to pronounce.
This was so much fun, Chad. I have no idea. They were so cool. Great to meet y'all. Such a good time. Let's keep on going.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it correctly. Okay, so. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined here. You just saw him on the main stage. We're going to talk more about Vanguard.
Collins. Okay, Collins. Okay, thank you. I met so many of these guys. Sorry, Collins, Vipex, CCB Collins, CCB Vipex, enjoying some champagne right before we talk all things Vanguard on the main stage at FanFest. Let's see.
Who designed the sniper rifle sound, and how do I buy them a drink? It's fantastic.
Me too, Cyber. Me too.
I equipped it. Did y'all see me playing yesterday? Did y'all watch that? Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Let me know if y'all can hear okay.
I love
I'm turn up a little more.
At the moment, I picked it up and put it in my hands. What's the movie scene where the food taster is like tasting food and he like becomes a kid? Ratatouille. Right. I saw that when I was like in my college dorm playing Halo again with the like shoddy snipes, and I kind of came back and I'm like, oh, here we go. So
turn up a lot.
That was me with a shotgun. I said it earlier that I've been wanting a flat cannon from
Peaceful's the other guy. This is Vipex and Collins. CCB Vipex, CCB Collins. Yep.
Tournament for some time now. So yeah, when I played that shotgun for the first time, it was. I'm going to use this now. It was very Ratatouille.
Very Ratatouille.
Very Ratatouille.
Yes. No, I like that y'all are making it in Unreal Engine 5. I like that it's very reminiscent. I felt that the graphics and the movement were very akin to that era. Like, I don't want to call it Doom movement, because Doom movement's a little bit more like boxy, 1-2.
Yeah, a bit more arcadey. Yeah.
I felt more arcadey. I liked that, because a lot of the shooters nowadays are very like, you have to be
How'd I do? It's wild to me. I was on like a main stage at FanFest talking to EVE developers. They wanted to talk to me. It's weird. It's wild. I like it. How'd I do, chat? You think I did well?
Constantly doing acrobatics to be able to have any kind of competitive edge. As one of my main questions to y'all is and if you can't answer, that's all right. This is not scripted, y'all. Okay, so this is maybe I don't look at their faces. So
I'll hide my really bad poker face.
Exactly. Is the vision of Vanguard to have it be more of a, call it, mobile shooter, or is it going to be more of a like you're a muscle man holding a gun and running around the dead planet?
We kind of want it to be a bit of a spectrum, to be honest. The idea that there are different types of suits that do different kind of things. So if you kind of want to be a bit more light on feet, you can. That's something you make. But there's going to be a sacrifice for that, right? For me, I'm not very good at shooting. I just want to be a pack mule.
Yeah.
I just want to hoover up everything that I can. And
I love that. Hey, thank you for the kind words, y'all. That's amazing. You said you were born to do this. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Cyber. That's really makes me happy. Too Fat to Fly. Thank you. This is important. I asked this question, Chad. I didn't want to pull any punches. Okay. I didn't want you to see me and be like, Loru. I don't want people to watch my interview and be like, Loru asked like softball questions. I didn't come in and I'm like, what's your favorite thing about Vanguard? When you're shooting the gun, how does it make you feel? Lame, stupid. I ask them right out of the gate, essentially, hey, people want to know if it's like Call of Duty Warzone. Is it? And CCB Collins very correctly says, hey, it's going to be a spectrum. You're either going to be able to go very fast, and there'll be like certain modifications to your suit for that, or if you want to be like tanky block boy, that's like, as he says, like hoovering up stuff and just being like the team pack mule with very tanky, you can. This is why, and we kind of glossed over quickly, this is not an extraction shooter. This is an MMO FPS. Okay? A MMO FPS. I can't call it this. What is your
What's your favorite genre? Mammophipus. What'd you call me, dude?
We can't call it. It has extraction shooter elements, but it is not an extraction shooter. You know how Marathon is an extraction shooter? That's all it is. This is going to have talent trees, different builds, different customization, crafting, quests, interconnectivity to EVE. This is not just an extraction shooter. Y'all, Too Fat to Fly, I'm telling you, yes. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, I like read that wrong. This supposed to give a great future with CCP. I read that as CCP has a great future. Both. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Both. This is important. The game is deeper than just, I'm gonna go get a thing. I got the thing. I extract. I go back in. It's gonna be more than that, okay? There's gonna be an actual connection to Eve, and I couldn't say this on the main stage because I don't want to badmouth other games when I'm literally at an EVE Online event. I played Marathon, and it was okay. I don't want to say it was mid, but it was okay. I kept saying to myself, why isn't this Halo? Follow me here. What's an extraction shooter? What is it? You go from camp to camp looting guns, and you get bigger guns to then use to clear other areas of the map, right? What's Halo? The single player game, for God's sake. You go from spot to spot, looting guns, and get better guns to go to the next camp. That's Halo. When I played Marathon, I was surprised at how, man, why isn't this Halo? Okay, they have the core, they have the base of one of the best FPS franchises of all time, and they made Lime Green Teal Simulator the game. I was very confused. I kept asking, why should I care about this when I played Marathon? Was it good? Sure. But you remember I was co-streaming with Aki and I don't remember the other girl because I met her that day. Why should I play it? Kept popping into my head. Vanguard is going to have, we already have confirmation of a bunch of, let's go to this actually, because this is Vanguard too. I wanted to interject with this. This is a quest in Vanguard, assignment in progress. Sisters of Eve, secure these artifacts, get these items. When you do certain quests in Vanguard, it advances other stuff in New Eden and vice versa. They've talked about interconnecting it even more than it already is outside of faction warfare, okay? When you're in the game, would you like to literally fight for Galente Corporation and help? You saw what they did in the EVE Online in-game event for the Drifter stuff, where the Galente Corp, or the Galente race, not the Corp, the race, was the only one that didn't get a Drifter wormhole in the race for the Hive event. How do you think that's going to impact also with Vanguard? What if there's only, and they've hinted this might be a thing, that there's a rare resource that you use to craft bigger Eve ships, and they're only gotten from Vanguards on planet. Now you have to hire Vanguards. They've always said you're not going to have to play Eve Vanguard if you play EVE Online. If you don't like FPS games, you don't have to play Vanguard. But corporations and alliances hire mercenaries now. Imagine, hey guys, I need that stuff. We're going to give you some Plex or some ISK, whatever, to go on planet and go get that stuff. There already is a connectivity to the universe that Marathon is missing. Even though Vanguard's a little rough around the edges, I call it Pokemon Blue syndrome. I talked about it, where there's a small ledge. I can't get over. It's knee height. He's suicidal. He's going right for the chest-high wall. And I say, if you know this meme, you and I are friends now, okay? This is what I'm talking about. It's exciting. It is. They have said that Vanguard is going in early access. I just went to the very end of this, and now I'm furious. So we're going to have to rewind. We're going to have to find the spot that I was talking again. They have said that Vanguard is going into early access in, let me go right here. It's the Nemesis event is September 16th. It's on our Discord calendar, early access this summer. Join the Discord. Join it. You can get all the updates right there. This is their Discord. It's free to join. Check it out. Let's keep on hearing what they have to say. So, especially with the new freelance job system. Hey, I'd like to hire some freelance Vanguards to go down planet and go get those materials and extract. It's in the game. Well done, Hephil. Oh, let me unmute this. Well done, Hephil. I think I fast forwarded a bit, so just
the weapons you pick, the choices that you make in your suit, and eventually how you customize that suit. We want to take suit customization as deep as we have with weapon customization, right? So, yeah. The weapons you pick, the choices that you make in your suit, and eventually how you customize that suit. We want to take suit customization as deep as we have with weapon customization, right? So.
you can customize every piece of the weapon. The scope, the barrel, the ammo, how fast it fires, how slow it fires. Is it a sniper rifle? Is it an SMG? I literally had an AR and I made a one-tap DMR and I made an SMG in the alpha and beta mode. I literally had one weapon that has the range to be a hip fire to a pop, pop, pop. I missed the Division 1. Thank you very much. Bring me back to the Dark Zone. Take me to God's country. The Division 1 Dark Zone. I tell you what. So the light was quite bright. I can tell you that. I'm a pale boy. So it made me look more pale, you know? So what I'm trying to tell you is, if they're trying to take the suit customization as deep as the weapon customization, and he just described, you can be a slow boulder pack mule, or you can be a Call of Duty Warzone addict zipping around taking Adderall and Pepsi. You can. Is there vision? We'll see. I'll report on it either way.
Yeah.
And that's a chat. Let's not go past that. That's a bold
world
claim.
premiere.
That's a. I was going to say, as you heard, clip that, put it everywhere. You know, no, that was a big deal. I was just talking with CCBB that yesterday when I was doing the play test, the mods you gave us to test with the basic AR, I took those and made a single tap DMR with like a scope.
Yeah.
And in the beta, I made a hipfire SMG. And yes, the SMG is better at being an SMG. The fact that you have an option to have this duality to your weapon, that's really cool. To have that kind of customization to your character as well is really intriguing, really pushing the MMO FPS. I'm going to have to, my dyslexia keeps doing this
not MMO FPS.
with the letters. It doesn't sound good. It makes me go,
yeah, it's a bit slimy, isn't it?
Brother, ew. You know, brother, ew. We're not trying to do that. So, it's, the level of customization is pretty awesome. I like that you say that if you want to be a support character in this primarily FPS game, you can. That's pretty unique comparatively to other games, and I bring that up because a lot of other games are just go here, go there, shoot him in the head. This is not a just shooter. This is a MMO FPS in a world that y'all are building. So instead of me talking, let me ask you some questions. You know?
Yeah.
I got you. So you like the shotgun. What's your current live favorite weapon?
It's the MR sniper. Yeah.
Without blinking, just
No,
sniper.
Alexis, our lead sound guy, he's absolutely killed it with all of the audio.
That's why I have to buy a beer. CCP, Alexis, I got you.
The breathing, you know, it makes you feel like you are the one holding the sniper.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. The kind of the echo that you get after you shoot is just so good.
Yeah. Oh.
And it came back right. I didn't even realize it until you just said it. Right, it did bounce off the stuff and come back.
I gotta find the footage. I pinged Peaceful to get me the live stream footage. Seems to be Peaceful. We'll see if we get it. I have a feeling I'm not gonna get it because it was a brand new Twitch channel. Twitch does this thing where you have to enable VODs, and I don't know if they did or not. We'll have to see. The sound was sick. The sniper, it just felt right. And it's rough around the edges. But holding it, scoping in, and pop, and the bum, 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 bum. And it like reflects, you know, it reverberates off the like mountains and all the stuff around you. It gave me a little bit of like a spine tingle. You know, I was like, ooh, you know. Very good sound design there. I think he said Alexis, so CCP Alexis, if that's, I think that's who you are. Well done. Excellent, good job.
And like, I heard it, wow, that's so awesome.
It's so important to like having that feeling before like you actually go in to art up the weapon. So having that feeling, I think, is just so important to creating that foundation.
I totally agree. And
Glad you liked Nihilus, yeah.
Does that mean we're getting Caldari, Galente,
well,
the
weapons?
the pistol's Caldari, right? Or is it?
The pistol is Galante.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Galante.
Yeah, Galante.
Galante. Warbage, Galante.
Warbage, Galante.
Yeah,
So
Vanguard is for the
like
gentleman.
a giant potato.
It's the gentleman's
I see.
shooter.
Sorry, out 1 sec. Okay, all right,
Yes,
now.
it's the gentleman's shooter.
Welcome to the Vanguard.
This was the best. Was this so fun? I had such a good time. These guys are hilarious. Vanguard, the sci-fi MMO FPS for the refined FPS shooter. Tired of dying to crappy death comms with hoo-yah in Call of Duty Warzone? Tired of having to get a literal PhD in order to figure out which ammo type to use, Tarkov? Tired of being blinded by the Spelunker, whatever the heck it's called, Splatoon, Colors, and Marathon? Come on down to Vanguard where you'll have a great time and not have to worry. Tell you. So I asked him, a Mars sniper, does that imply other race snipers? And then their answer was, well, the Caldari is the Caldari pistol. The answer is yes. Okay, let's just be clear. Like, they didn't say so, but the answer is yes. All right, this is very important. Okay, this is the way. So, I like what you said. A Marathon is firmly low mid. I'm hesitant to call it mid in a beta, because by definition, I have to call Vanguard mid, because it's not complete. There were features that were straight up bugged. Does that mean it's bad? No, because it's in beta. It's still being tested. Okay. Gameplay is above visuals. You are correct about that. So, and the gameplay is feeling good. Yeah, that was the most important thing. The gameplay is feeling good. And Vanguard, the FPS for the refined enjoyer.
Vanguard stream. You want to be a pack mule for... I have to adopt like a British accent.
Yes, here we see the Vanguard developers in their natural habitat. Come from the war.
Exactly.
It's funny. I'm just going to jump into a David Attenborough anecdote right now. It is related to Vanguard, don't worry. Yes. When we announced FanFest, at FanFest 2023, so we've got like an acting coach that kind of helps us present on stage, and she saw me present the opening demo, and she said, "Oh, you're sounding a bit like David Attenborough." And I was like, "Oh, should I dial that back?" She was like, "No, I want more. Lean in." So there's when I'm describing the bowhead ships, she was like, "Describe it like a majestic pack of orcas." So if you watch the video back, I'm going, "And the bowhead ship crashed on the surface of the planet." So I go full David Attenborough with it, but yeah.
I mean, here we see Mordu's Legion with their cybernetic suits and their modifications.
Yeah, I think we need to hire you for this. This will be good. Yeah,
I tell you. Hey, my DMs are open. But this is, look how much fun they're having. Look how much fun. Look at other studios. Okay. Look at other game studios. What do you see when they talk about their game? Yeah, I'm having a great time with the game. Wow, you really feel like you're running a marathon. I can't even do it. They're just so like, everybody's stiff and it's zoomed in their head. I feel like there's a gun off screen that's like, say the line, look how much fun they're having. They're cracking up. They're having a good time. Like you look at any of the recent shooters. Wow, the new season of Warzone. I can talk about this now because I'm on my stream, not on the official freaking CCP Game Store, right? Literally blink and watch their blink. It's like, help me. I am in need, of assist, right? Assist me. So this is what I'm talking about. Look how much fun they're having. These are devs that want to make a game that they themselves want to play. Different than making a game that sells a bunch of units. We talk about intent a lot on this channel and about marketing. Real marketing is not squeezing someone for all their money like other studios have done, recently closed studios have done, okay? Instead, you want to see a company that actually wants people to have fun, okay? Look at this. It's incredible. We're having a good time. SOS is right. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Somebody holding a gun to the Bungie devs, like, say it's good. Say it's good. Like, we'll see. And look, Marathon might actually be one of the best FPS games to come out in recent memory. It might. But it might not. Vanguard, even though it's janky, it's already connected to a world I love. I don't need a lot more to play that, We'll see. We'll see about it. I agree, Cosmo.
It's completely
I agree.
fitting because like when we have wreckage in the world, like I see them as dying beasts, so that is totally fitting.
That actually is a good way to put it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I really liked a year ago, y'all did the Vanguard Alpha, and we got to see the downed bowhead, and it was really cool. I had a, I don't know what it's called, but I had a moment where my eyes got wide when I walked into the bowhead, and there are pods. Like hanging capsules, like hanging from the clones, hanging from the ceilings. And I went, oh, that's our pods. That's like our war clones, right?
Yeah.
Look at his smile. And I paused it when he's like, look at his smile. He's sitting there beaming. Collins, you guys are doing good work. I'm telling you.
And I thought, I just did the Winter Nexus, whatever, and I had a bunch of war clones that I sold to Jitta. Is that what it looked like in my, cargo hold? So it helped the headcanon, I guess, of how I view EVE Online. So there is I love y'all are taking all these interconnectivity and inspirations there. My main thing that's happening right now is the upcoming early access. And I was like running around doing all the casting stuff. What is the date for the early access? When is it like?
Early access is summer. I don't even know if he says it. Summer 2026 is next summer. The Nemesis event is September this year. So we're going to be doing both of those. So September 16th this year, and early access is coming out next summer. So EVE Vanguard will be playable in the EVE launcher next summer. Okay? Incredible. Thank you, Tranquila. I tried to ask like real questions, you know. I even at the end I asked about monetization. And they gave me a softball, but you know, if they don't have an answer yet, I'd rather them be like, look, we'll have to wait and see. That's fine. I understand. But if they had an answer and it was kind of, I'd be like, okay, what's like, wait a sec, we got to keep talking. So thank you. Thank you, Tranquila.
We're saying right now we don't have a locked-in date. It's summer. It'll be summer 2026.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I really like to see that. And it's through the EVE launcher?
So you can early access on Steam and directly through the EVE launcher as well. So both places.
That's Steam EVE launcher. Vanguard will be the first game besides EVE Online you can play through the EVE launcher. I want you to kind of zoom out for a sec and see why this is so important. Battle.net. Blizzard acquired Call of Duty. It's in the Battle.net launcher. They just put Civ in there or something. There's some other game. Sea of Thieves is now in the Battle.net launcher. Okay. These like localized game launchers that are specific to companies, that is where the industry is going. So you literally have to collect them like Pokemon for the game developers, where I'm hoping we see more functionality added to the EVE launcher, similarly to Battle.net, where we can like chat outside of a game. That's probably coming, where you can clip this and say I was first. You know, let's see it. Am I in Vanguard? Hey, we have some activity in Kino. Log in to EVE Online. Log into EO is what we're calling it now, like EO instead. People are just calling it log into online because or log into EVE. They're just calling EVE Online EVE. You know, I bet 1,000 plex on it. Right, AE exactly. And they're calling EVE Online EVE. EVE Vanguard, and EVE Frontier. You know, so they just make it easy. So I think that's going to happen.
A good deal for the because I have primarily played EVE through the EVE launcher for my entire EVE lifespan. But coming talking to FanFest, a lot of people play it through Steam. Apparently, it's not something I've ever done. Cool, hey, great. I guess y'all want that game time tracked, right?
You know? Yeah. I don't eventually Steam. There's some stuff that Steam gives us as well, like like out of session like invites and stuff like that. So we'll be leaning into all of that. But so wishlist on Steam now.
Wishlisted on Steam. It's free to do. You can go click it. It helps a lot from the dev side to see how many people are interested in what. You know, it's really awesome. It'll let you get the notifications for when stuff is happening with the game, when it's going to go live. So definitely go wishlist it on Steam. And the EVE Vanguard Discord. I like that y'all moved out of the EVE Online Discord last year.
Hey, you remember when they were in the EVE Online Discord? It was kind of weird because it was like, what is this? You know, hey, y'all go pull out your phones. And I know some of you are watching this on desktop. Go wishlist the game right now on Steam. It helps them a ton to show the interest in this. It really helps them to go to their, like, having a wish list. If you actually are 1% interested in Vanguard, you should wish list the game because it'll help the developers to see how many people are doing it a month, what efforts are giving higher wish lists, what are the total amount of wish lists. That helps them to see how much there is. It helps them to get ready for servers, for launch. Because if it's like, if 1 million people wish list, they'll get a lot of servers. But if 500,000 wish list, but 1 million people play, the servers at launch aren't going to be great. So if you're thinking about doing this, definitely go wish list the game. Even if you're just curious, go check it out. If you want to go deeper, head into the Discord. You know, give them some free feedback. That's the best place for that. That's what I recommend.
I like that because as the game gets more unique comparatively to EVE Online, it really does need to be its own community. So seeing the community developers in there, really talking to all the people, that's awesome. How is feedback taken in and like sorted through? Is that something that y'all make lists of? How does that work through?
So we've got like a few different tiers of people in our Discord community. So we've got like a VIP tier, and they're all you get NDA'd, and we show you everything. I have like a bi-weekly focus group where I'll sit down with our VIPs and I'll just be like, sometimes I'm just like, hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And I'm just kind of shooting the proverbial.
Sure.
I don't know if I can swear on this one. I've been swearing enough today.
I mean, this is technically on the same Twitch stream.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. All right, shooting the shit. There we go. shooting the shit with our community.
You said a bad word, chat. It's fine.
Acting coach was like,
yo, Switch, chat. Can we get some 07s for Switch hit games? Had some great conversations. Switch. It's good to see you, my friend. Glad you're home. Glad you're home safe. Yeah, it was long trip, huh? Long trip. So he called me whack. Don't be such a poop nose. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Vanguard is for the gentleman, a refined shooter. It's so good. Oh no, Torrent, don't lose a barge. Come on now, brother. Vanguard, an FPS for the refined gentleman who doesn't want to move fast and on Adderall like in Call of Duty, but also does not want to see, lime green and teal from if you're playing a Bungie game. Okay. Excellent. Yes.
Swear more.
Yeah. No, that was Helmer.
They told her to swear more, of course.
Yeah, that's good. But yes, so
no, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, so we
Torrent, that's great.
The community and just bouncing ideas off of them, showing them prototypes. We get them into the build as well, and we get them playing over the course of a weekend. Then we sit down with them on Monday and go, right, what was working, what wasn't working. So like all of these weapons that we've got at the moment, they've already gone through like several rungs,
iterations, yeah.
with the community just being like, hey, this is too overpowered. Please dial this back. What do you think of this? Does this sound good? Does this feel good? Do you think you'd use this in these kind of situations? And really, it's less about like, hey, fill in a form and we'll read it later. We're having a direct conversation with these people. And when we do big play tests as well, we've got like special sections in the Discord where people can post their feedback, and we actually scrape that. We just scrape all of that. We use Jira.
Yes.
Which is like a development tool in the back end. All of these feedback points actually become like work assignments that go straight into our Jira.
I got distracted because the ghost of CEOs past start walking past us. Did you see me? Like, what's up, dude? Because he actually nodded to me and I was like, what's up? And the man himself, Helmar, just walks down, the CEO of CCP Games, just walk down this path and just like straight chilling, just like, is carrying on with his life. I love to see it. Thank you very much, sir. It was an honor to meet you. So let's not go past this. Every 2 weeks they hold a like vigil. They hold like a talk with the people that are in the like paid part of the Discord. You have to pay to be a part of early access right now. Fine. Sure. If you do, you get to help build the game. And some people hear that and they go, fine, go over there. Wait till it's done, wait a couple years, and the game won't be exactly what you want. That's what they're offering. This doesn't happen. You hear a lot of other game studios, some game studios have even used the word founder access and then have not continued on their promises. You know what I'm talking about, okay? This is important. So we don't know what the cost is right now for Vanguard, Lord, maybe, but it's a great question. The early access, I believe, is a one-time thing. I think so. I have to go look. But you can join the Discord for free. And you can get information on Vanguard in the Discord for free and get that stuff done. And if you want to be an early access person, if you want to give feedback that actually matters and join a call with the game director every 2 weeks and talk to him and he listens. What is this? You don't hear about this. This is incredible. This is what I'm talking. Look, even he's like, my man, he's looking back. Culture flows from the top, and Helmar is making quite the freaking team, Chad, I tell you. So let's keep listening.
We review for work items. So.
I love that. And so bi-weekly. Oh, God, please.
So I was going to say, from an art direction perspective, like we had this chat, was it just under a year ago, of like, are we happy with like giving block out to like fans? And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
It's like one of those things where like I would much prefer players getting the hands of like the early content.
Yes.
And then if they like it, then we can kind of commit to it. So it's...
and I want y'all to look at this. Do you hear what's being said here? You have a dev team that twice a month at least is doing dedicated time to listen and actually have... You know what dialogue is, y'all? It's not, I submit a ticket, that time to kill is too short, and God knows what happens to it. It actually have a dialogue with the devs in the Vanguard Discord. Make sure you check it out, and if you want to be NDA'd up, you can go into the VIP chat and get it going. So I love that y'all do that. It's not something we should just brush over, because a lot of other game studios just kind of release
Yep.
And then it's there. And if the gamers like it, then cool. But if they don't,
it's one of those things where, like, we are making an MMO FPS. We are a very small dev team, so we.
The people that don't join the Discord in 3 years when Vanguard comes out and the game isn't what they thought, this isn't what I wanted, but they put no work into actually talking to the devs. They didn't join the Discord. They didn't even check out these videos, and they will still complain, are the people that will be ignored and will not be listened to after the first week that the game actually officially releases. If you want the game, put it to you this way. Did you enjoy Dust 514? Did you have a good time? Join the Vanguard Discord. It's free to do, and try to make it the best game you can. They're actually giving you the option to help. And you're not a developer. You're going to have obviously limited, whatever. But they'll take your feedback, they'll put it into a list and see how they can fix the feedback. That's what they just said. They actually scrape the Discord. You know what scraping means? Maybe there's some non-technical people in the video right now that don't know this. Scraping means they go into Discord, they see what's there, and they put it into an Excel sheet, and they start categorizing what the heck it means. They're doing that already. They're not, we'll do that. They're doing that now. So, and yes, some people will always complain, okay? We don't listen to them. We listen to the practitioners. Listen to the people that are actually boots on the ground. And if you're in the Discord, that's you. Come on in.
I much prefer to make stuff that we know has got the confidence behind it before hiding away for like 3 months, 8 months, showing it, and then being like, oh, actually, people don't like it. So I think we really want to encourage it.
We've all been there. There's a lot of us that have worked on projects in the past that you have 3-4 years behind closed doors. The project I was on before I joined this, 4 years in development behind closed doors, cancelled. Right? And it's
all too common nowadays, unfortunately.
It is. So we all agreed that that's not how we want to do this. We want to build this openly. The build you saw at FanFest in 2020.
I'll give you some inside baseball chat. Okay. Game development cycles, as we know, as we grew up with, are dead. They won't happen again. You will never ever see a game that is a multiplayer game specifically. For single player games, this probably still happens. Like with Claire, Obscura, whatever, that one came out of nowhere and it's going to be game of the year, fine, sure. But multiplayer games, games that you're supposed to play with other people, you're probably never ever going to see all of a sudden, and here's a multiplayer game, came out of nowhere, Instead, what's going to happen is you're going to see stuff like this, where the community is able to join the Discord to help them, to see what's up, to kind of talk about what they want the game to be. So I have seen Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might be game of the year. So Apex didn't do it though, because they had alphas, they had betas, they had creators hyping them up. They paid millions of dollars to creators to actually talk about their game. And in fact, if you look at the dev cycle of Apex, Marathon is very similar from a marketing standpoint. I see behind the curtain with this stuff, chat. When I see Shroud, Ninja, Valkyrie, Pokimane, Dr. Lupo, who knows if he's cheating at that game too. All of these big names started talking about Marathon. I think Valkyrie had a tweet that was just Marathon. God, how many, that tweet, one word, was probably like 30 grand, the amount of money they paid her because of the sheer amount of impressions that got. What I'm trying to say is that let's zoom out away from Vanguard for just a sec. This is how real video games are going to get developed and have been developed for the past couple of years. You're going to see more and more of this. So what I'm trying to say is when I talk about, hey, join the Discord and it's free, I'm not just saying this to like get you to do it. I'm saying it because they're making it about you, the viewer, the player. What do you want? And this kind of system is not going away. You're going to have more and more studios that are doing this. More and more studios are going to do this exact thing. So Apex had brought in Titanfall players for years before the game launched. There it is. Yep, exactly. Correct. Exactly correct. So you're going to have stuff like this all the time. So I hear your space. I tried Apex. I didn't love its, I couldn't solo a thing. It was only teams, and I didn't like that. I want to be able to, I'm used to Rainbow Six Siege. I grew up on Siege. Take me to God's country, right? Put me in Rainbow Six Siege. Give me a nice Ella rifle on defense. I was a good Ella and a good mute. I was either hard anchoring mute or I was out roaming with an Ella or a nice, who's the guy that could make himself invisible to drones? Oh man, chat, it's been years. Vigil. Give me a good vigil. I was a nice attacker on some kind of like mid-tier attacker. I liked being a Thermite or a Habana, opening stuff for my teams. Or a Thatcher. Thatcher's great. Point is like, y'all, this is here to stay. So get used to it or get left behind.
You know, very, very confidently showed on stage. It was less confident behind the scenes. We were sweating bullets. But we wanted very early on to go out, right? Get it out. Stick prototypes in people's hands. It's very easy for us. Mining is a great example of this.
Yes.
Where we went, look, people were giving us feedback. They're like, hey, I mine an EVE Online. Will I be able to mine an EVE Vanguard? And we go, right, instead of spending 9 months making a feature, we go, put something together really quickly, held together by sellotape, and go, is this right? Does this work? How does that
mining
feel?
tool.
The banana gun,
Okay. And I've said this to Peaceful, to CCP Peaceful, that the current cutting tool, it looks awesome. It looks really, really cool. We need a banana skin to like be able to have a callback to just have a banana skin, and when I fit a mining crystal, you like put it on the front of the banana, and it like shoots out whatever. You know, it's really, really awesome. So
yeah, that is cool because you see games like Dark and Darker that have a mining system that are in universe and they make sense. You have a mining pick. Dark and Darker is an extraction fantasy shooter, whatever you want to call it. It's an extraction fantasy game. Them having mining in the game gives another aspect to the game. It's not just about shooting. You can mine all you want and you might shoot a couple people and then you can extract with your materials. And then with your Mitsubishi materials, you can extract with those things and call it that. I want the banana skin so much. Shadow, yes, that actually is what I made. I made that in EVE Vanguard when I played at FanFest the other day. I literally made a single shot DMR with a target highlighter. I did it. It's in Vanguard. It's in the game today. Did it at FanFest. So Hades, good to see you over on the vertical. We'll stop, dude. So that's right. I love Tora. Do what you want, brother.
I really find unique.
I like that actually.
Comparatively from other games to Vanguard is the fact that we were talking about this with CCB before y'all walked up. It's not just hi, I have a gun, I'm going to left click someone's head.
Yeah.
There's resource gathering, and there's resource gathering in a way that makes sense in the world of New Eden, but isn't so archaic and so cerebral that non-EVE players are going to go, people know what a mining crystal is. You don't have to, like Google what the heck that is, right? So when you plug that into the cutting tool, you can mine different stuff, right? I like that y'all do that because it gives another reason to play the game. It gives another thing to do that day, which is one of the things I tell newer EVE Online players is have at least 2 activities you can do. If you have your security missions, make sure you're doing mining. If you have Abyss, make sure you're doing some exploration. That way, if you just don't want to do the same thing every day, you have that option. And the fact that it's already in the game is in Vanguard is a huge plus.
It is.
And all of these different play styles, we've talked about Pack Mule, Shooter, Gatherer. Is there like a healer? Like, is there Logi guns? Is that?
Yeah, I think that kind of comes into the support area of it. So there's lots of different play styles that we want to kind of engender, but without going.
I people watch too much. I'm gonna mute. I want you to look at their body language. I ask healers. Okay, we scratch the face. We take a sip. The answer is no. Okay. I don't think you're gonna have Logi people in Vanguard, or at least there wasn't a plan at this point. There might be in the future. That'd be really cool if you have like the healer trope on planet. Maybe not, based on the nonverbals. I didn't want to say this when I was live, but maybe not. There might be medic pack. Are there going to be medics? I don't think so. We'll have to see.
Styles that we want to kind of engender, but without going.
I think that's fine, Beathrow.
I'm this class. It's a bit more about the choices you make, but like leaning into those play styles that exist in EVE Online. You've got your industrialists, you've got your soldiers of fortune that just want to go and kill people, right? You've got your enforcers that are a bit more about PvE and squad play and support play, and then you've got your explorers. We acknowledge whether we like it or not, people are going to play the game the way they want.
Sure.
So instead of overly defining and restricting a box of rules that they have to abide by, it's not us going, here's how you win, here's how you lose. We go, here's a bunch of tools, play the game you want to play. Right. If you want to play the industrialist, if you want to play the head clicker, you can both exist in the same universe.
It's tools, not rules.
Tools, not rules. It sounds cheesy, but it's tools, not...
So good. Tools, not rules. ladies and gentlemen, is probably the biggest thing to come out of this EVE Vanguard. Because instead of, remember, I asked the question, are you going to be able to have like healer guns? And their answer was, you'll be able to do a lot of things. They mentioned industrialist. We know you can actually craft guns and mods out in the UI. So you can take stuff you get and craft it. You can be the indie bro when you're playing your EVE Vanguard. If you want to be the PvE mission guy who's just knocking out missions and you kind of avoid players and you're just doing missions, you can do that. You might run into some players just like in EVE Online. If you want to explore the maps, if you want to find like every nook and cranny of the map, you can do that. They give you the tools to do it. They don't say, you're a healer, you're a this. They let you play a game with actual freedom. It does sound like a shirt, Johan, you are correct about that. So, you know, my neck is still hurting me, chat. So cover me while I mine this rock real quick. Not a joke. Levi, it's good to see you. Is that Levi Knife Hands himself? We're probably about to get to that. Levi, it's good to see you. Levi, I believe if that's you, you are the Vanguard person that got the most melee kills in the last, whatever they did, tournament. So, well done, Levi. It's good to see you. That we talk about you very, very soon, Levi. You know,
no, that's not
how much longer?
I'm a marketer by trade, and elegant ways to put things.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to react to maybe half of this, and then I'm going to go to the end because I ask a really good question at the end. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to link this video in the description so you can check it out yourself. There's just a lot to talk about, and we kind of covered a lot of what's in the middle at the start of this YouTube video. So let me keep going with this.
Things.
With the Mammuffibus.
Is good marketing. That's very good. Tools, not rules. This is really cool. So on that kind of rabbit hole, in similar games, we've seen call it the hero shooter, where you got like this character has these 4 abilities. They do this damage type, no matter what, always, forever.
Yes.
So we've seen that you can customize the guns and all that.
Yep.
Is there plans for some kind of ability-based customization as well? Like other games have like a void grenade or a shield wall or, you know, stuff like that. Are there plans for abilities, or is it purely just you can customize the suit, customize the gun?
I think we'll lean into like equipment as the main thing of that. So
sci-fi.
The shield walls and the shield bubbles that we've got in the game and all of these things will be more like equipment. But the suits that you pick have strengths and weaknesses on those things, right?
Okay.
Like, so it won't be like pick this suit and it has this abilities. It will just like pick this suit and you'll be able to, I don't know, like channel more of your energy into your weaponry or channel more of your energy into your...
Just like EVE, I can use an Astero as a travel ship, but it has, because it's fast and agile innately. But I have bonuses that affect its exploration. So I probably am not going to go do level 1 missions with an Astero. Probably not. I could, but it'd be better if I did exploration with it. So that's kind of how, after I thought about this question by itself, really is again showing you the level of freedom that they're willing to give. And I haven't seen this in an FPS. And this is why I keep saying I think it's going to be better than Dust 514. Because you don't have roles, you have tools. And obviously I'm asking about Overwatch. Obviously I'm asking about Marvel Rivals or similar games, or even Destiny, where you have like abilities. Like I think they even say space magic later, right? We don't have space magic, we have equipment. So if you want to be the like engineer tank, you can bring a bunch of tech to like take with your team, and you can be a slow moving tanky suit most likely. And then if you want to be a run and gun guy moving fast, you can carry a knife and an SMG and have sliders on your metal legs or something, whatever. So this is pretty sick. And not something I've seen in a shooter like this. And this video is going to be too long, so I'm going to fast forward to this final question because I know it's the one y'all want. It's about monetization. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
New unique planets and maps that you can go to around that time.
All right, let's talk about maps and then we'll go to the monetization.
That's awesome. So is there a plan for a consistent map rollout? Is there like a amount of maps a year that y'all are shooting for? You know, you said map packs.
We're working out the numbers at the moment because we're going through the process of figuring out and really measuring how efficient we are now with this new approach. But when we start rolling out bastions, it will be through them that new maps, there are now new planets to go to. There are now new unique planets and maps that you can go to around that time. And then
think of bastions. If you remember Helldivers 2, they had quadrants of space, and those quadrants of space had planets. So think of like, if this is the solar system, there was like a quadrant of space that was here, and there was like another quadrant of space that was here. And like, okay, they just released this bastion, this quadrant. right? And this one had stuff in it. This had a bunch of planets that you could play. And they said there's 68,000 planets in EVE. Not a hyperbole. 68,000. Okay. So the question was like, how often are you going to make maps? And he's like, well, we're going to make it in packs, map packs. So they're going to have different, with this already huge, not going to be 3 maps at launch. Hey, it's been 6 months. Here's 1 more map. Now, will the maps be similar to each other? Sure. Because, there's only so much customization is going to be at launch. But what we've seen, and I said this in the very middle of this, and again, you can go watch that because it's just another 20 minutes. This video is going to be over an hour already, is they're going to keep improving stuff. Look at what they've done with EVE Online with the recent visual upgrades with the cruisers and the repair bobs and the stuff that are like running around and the fire on your ships. They made stuff better over time. Same thing with Vanguard, y'all. It's the same company, same ethos. That's what's going to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? To be clear, though, if you don't like shooters or FPS mining, probably not something we'd be interested in. True? Sure. Yeah. If you don't like it, you don't have to play every game. They've said this. You don't have to play Vanguard if you don't want to play Vanguard. It's A-okay. So, it's fantastic. So,
then when we get into...
Happy to do it, Astra. Happy to do it, you know what I'm saying?
To player-created ones, we will need a whole planets in the ready. So when a new bastion opens up and it needs planets, we have stuff ready to go.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, we only got a couple minutes left. I think the burning question that everybody's doing, and
here we go.
Again, maybe just everyone close your eyes for just a moment to let them think about it first. Monetization. Is that something we're able to talk about yet? Is that a TBD? It can be TBD. Y'all are still figuring it out if possible. Is there a monetization plan?
Yeah, so we're still kind of really figuring out. I really like this because some projects you put the monetization first and then you try and build a game around it, and that's not the right way to do it.
It's about damn time, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have a dev studio. You awake? I woke you up. Okay. That is it. Okay. The answer wasn't, well, we're currently in discussions with our team to try to see what the best cost benefit. Instead, it's, hi, we don't want to put monetization first. We want to make a good game. I hope that Vanguard is affordable. I don't know if it's going to be for Omega. I don't think so. If I was a betting man, and I'm not, okay, what I think is going to happen is Vanguard will be like Alpha, Omega, Sigma, dare I say. I think there'll be another one that's like half EVE that includes Vanguard. Because if you add Vanguard to Omega, that'll increase the price of Plex a lot and will increase the price of Omega. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. That's my guess. I've heard nothing. That's my, educated guess. Let's keep hearing what he has to say.
Good answer.
We still have a lot of game to make. So early access will be paid.
Okay.
So it'll be paid early access. Beyond that, we'll figure that out. But we've just got too much game to make, and I would love it to be that there is enough value proposition in the game at early access that people buy it, people play it, and that keeps us going.
How does
I see this comment, great comment, Jeff. It would be hard to justify a monthly sub with Destiny and Warframe to exist. I disagree, because Warframe is, every single time I see Warframe being played, I don't know what the hell's going on, dude. They're like, the FOV is so large and they're doing acrobatics. I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on. And Destiny 1 and even Destiny 2 are some of the most complicated and most user egregious monetization models I've ever seen. Where if I want to play Destiny 2 today, I have to buy a bunch of expansion packs, and there's the platinum and the gold, and I don't know which one to buy, and there's if I want that weapon, I have to go over there. It's so confusing. I don't know, and I've looked into it. How the hell am I supposed to play Destiny 2 today? Now, right? So it's what I'm trying to say is Vanguard does have a, let's call it a monetization hurdle. Let's see how much it is if I can see it. How much is early access? Join the Discord, system requirements. Can I find out how much it is? I'm hoping that Vanguard is affordable. As in, I'm hoping that it's not like $50. I'm hoping it's maybe 10 or 20. And I'd like it to be a one-time fee. And then, you add in some other stuff as you go. Let's see. So I like the idea of it being there's a free-to-play Vanguard and then there's a paid Vanguard. I think that works very well for EVE Online. I think they should do the same with EVE Vanguard for sure. So, and that's my point, Jeff. It's a lot of content. You get to level 20 and then you have to pay. With EVE Online, you don't have to pay for anything. There are people that are forever alphas, and I think that should be the same. So definitely a little messy for sure. Great points, y'all. Yes.
Someone purchase early access. Is that through Omega?
No, it will be a
Let me rewind.
enough value proposition in the game at early access that people buy it, people play it, and that keeps us going.
How does someone purchase early access? Is that through Omega?
No, it will be a one-off payment up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And thank you for saying that, because that's, some people will hear that and kind of throw a bit of a fit, but some people don't want the game to succeed. Because the reality is, if you want to play a game early and have this level of feedback, you're not paying for the game, you're paying to be able to influence how potentially your next favorite game is made. So that's very, very excellent. So we only got a couple seconds left. Y'all, it was really awesome to talk to you.
It's been stunning. Thank you.
It's been very good. So, you know, and I still have to buy the person you mentioned who did the sound design of beer. We'll figure it out. We'll see how that goes. You know, awesome stuff. When there's a tournament, let me know so I can be the caster that does the various things. So everybody, thanks for listening to EVE Vanguard panel. We'll see you in the Vanguard Discord. Join for free. Thanks, y'all. Talk soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, y'all.
Cool. Thanks again to Collins and Vipex for talking. Had a really good time talking. It was awesome. It was really cool to be able to be in a panel with, honestly, two Titans of EVE. This was really, really cool. So if it's not very clear yet, Vanguard has a future. Vanguard is not going anywhere. Vanguard being in the main stage of FanFest shows EVE Online's, call it, allegiance to this new title. And I'll take it a step further. We talked about this with B a lot on both on the live and separately. If you want EVE Online to succeed, you should want Vanguard to succeed, because this will bring in more players to EVE Online, full stop. I am an FPS enjoyer that plays EVE. We exist. Don't let the bitter vets on Reddit or other, crappy spots try to convince you these are people that are mad at their lives anyway, okay? Instead, if you like FPS games, join their Discord for free. Check it out. And if you don't want to pay for early access, don't worry about it. But then you don't get access to all the VIP chats that they have in their VIP section of their Discord. Whatever you want your experience to be, go do it. And if you want the best EVE Vanguard guides, that's this right here, click sub. And if you want all of our EVE Vanguard news, that's this playlist. Go back and check how far we've come. We'll see ya very, very soon. We'll see you in the next video, y'all. Thanks.